What if the person standing between you and the life you want isn't your boss or your ex or the economy, but the person staring back at you in the mirror this morning? What if I told you that your greatest talents are currently being held hostage by your own need to be right? Today, we're talking about the silent saboteur, the one who whispers that you're too good for the grunt work or too important to take feedback. We're diving into why ego is the enemy, and more importantly, how to flip the script and use it to actually win. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast. I'm your host, Jason. You can catch us on all your favorite platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can also listen to our episodes on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podbean. Folks, we want to hear from you. If you're interested in being a guest or a contributor, reach out to us at catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. That's catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. Come in and join the Catalyst community. Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 142, The Silent Saboteur. All right, let's get real for a second, okay? We've all had those cringe moments, right? I remember a few years back, I was passed over for a project that I knew I was perfect for. Instead of asking what I could have done to improve, I spent 3 days drafting a manifesto in my head about how uninspired the leadership was. I wasn't hurt because of the work. I was hurt because my ego had built this pedestal that reality just knocked over. It's messy, right? It feels like a burning in your chest that demands someone else be the villain so you can remain the hero. Or think about my friend, and we all have one, and maybe we're that friend. The one who starts a hobby, buys all the top tier gear, posts all the amazing photos on Instagram, and then quits 3 weeks later because we weren't immediately a prodigy. That ego demanding the reward without the suck of being a beginner. We're so busy protecting the image of being great that we never actually do the work to become great. Are you feeling something right now? Did we maybe hit a nerve? It's possible, and that's okay, folks. So let's break it down. Ryan Holiday, in his book, Ego is the Enemy, and I suggest you pick that book up. It's such a great book. He drops knowledge that stays with me every day. He writes, ego is the sense of superiority and certainty that exceeds the bounds of confidence and talent. Confidence is earned. It's a 1 versus 1 ratio of skill to belief. Ego, though, ego's a liar. It's a debt you take out against your future success. I mean, think of it like this. Confidence says, I can do this because I've practiced. Ego says, I should have this because I'm me. When we operate from ego, we stop learning. We become uncoachable. To truly win, we have to adopt what Holiday calls the student mindset. It means being the least important person in the room so you can become the most informed. Now, I'm sure there's some of you out there that think this is some woo, right? But some research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology suggests that people with fragile, high self-esteem, essentially big egos, are significantly more likely to lash out and make poor strategic decisions when their pride is threatened. And man, do I ever know what that is like, because I've lived almost the majority of my life like that. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It was me. But I'm making that change. I'm working on making that course corrections. I mean, basically, when we think about ego is like a tiny, aggressive chihuahua living in your brain, right? It barks at everything. It thinks it's a Great Dane and constantly trips you up while you're trying to walk through the door, right? It's hard to be a visionary leader when you're busy arguing with the chihuahua, right? So, so how do we use this to win? Where's the pivot? Well, one thing's for sure. One thing's for certain, okay? We don't kill the ego. That's impossible. What we do is we harness it. We take that desire to be the best and we attach it to a process, not the applause, right? Winning isn't about the trophy. Winning is about the discipline of the canvas strategy. It's an idea of finding ways to make other people look good, right? When you clear the path for the people above you, you eventually control the direction of the path. It's the ultimate quiet power move, right? So let's think about something that can make this usable. All right. Let's talk about an actionable exercise that you can use. All right. We'll call it the audit mirror or the mirror audit. Yeah, I like the mirror audit better because that's the way it should be going. The mirror audit. All right. Okay. So tonight or right now, if you're parked, right, you're in the bathroom getting ready, wherever you are, think of one area in your life where you feel stuck or you feel frustrated. And I want you to ask yourself the following 3 questions. Are you ready? Get your phone out, get your tablet, get your pen, paper, sticky note, whatever it is. All right. First question. Am I angry because a goal was missed or because my pride was bruised? All right. Let me repeat that. Am I angry because of a goal I missed or because my pride was bruised? All right. Second question. If I was the student in this situation, what would I be learning right now? All right. Let me repeat that. If I was the student in this situation, what would I be learning right now? Okay. Finally, what is the one thing I can do today to help someone else succeed without taking any credit for it? Let me repeat that one. What is one thing I can do today to help someone else succeed without taking any credit for it? All right. So those are your 3 questions. What I want you to do is look in the mirror and ask yourself those 3 questions. This is a time for us to be brutally honest with ourselves. We don't change until we change. And sometimes it's very, very fearful. And I get that because I've been there. I'm still there. I'm still working through it. But you take that step, that tiny, tiny step forward, and it can make all the difference in the world for you. So get yourself in front of a mirror and ask yourself, am I angry because of a goal I missed or because my pride was bruised? Next, you're going to ask yourself, if I was the student in this situation, what would I be learning right now? And finally, what is one thing I can do today to help someone else succeed without taking credit for it? Do the work. Stay humble in your inspiration and your aspirations. Be gracious in your success and resilient in your failures. All right, folks, short but sweet, but that's it for today. I want to thank you so much for listening to the Catalyst Motivation Podcast. If this episode hits home, please, please, please share it with someone who might need it. Let them know that they're not alone. And as always, keep showing up. The world needs the real you. All right. Please like and subscribe to our podcast for more motivational content. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok for even more inspiration. And don't forget to pick up a copy of my book, The Ways of Compromise, out right now. If you're looking for something to read that pushes you to think differently about your decisions, your relationships, and the way you navigate tension, this might be the book to add to your list. Again, I want to thank you so much for listening. To see people from all over the world getting connected to this podcast is very overwhelming. Places that I would love to go and see and visit. Please keep on sharing it, and I hope you get something out of it. Thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 142 of the Catalyst Motivation Podcast. We look forward to seeing you next time for episode 143. Go be great.